you've heard this before, great. Some of the flip chart stuff we're going to do, if you've been in these groups, I'd expect you guys to be kind of a little bit of a leader on those ones and jump in and don't be afraid to step up when you're talking about this kind of stuff. So my name's Matt Chomyc, for those of you who don't know. I coach the Bantam AAA team. I work with Power Plus with my wife Tanya, you guys know her, most of you. I'm a realtor in town, and I work on the development board with Grande Prairie Minor Hockey. So I've been right in their shoes. I played Bantam AA my first year. Bantam, I played Bantam AAA my second year. I was lucky to be drafted to the Western League, to the Kamloops Blazers, and I got lucky to play with GPAC for 4 years. So it's a great organization, guys. We're very lucky to have a lot of the resources we have now. I'm going to talk a little bit about that near the end of the seminar. But just be excited about the opportunity you have to be here this weekend and what you have going forward, okay? Some of you guys will play Bantam AAA next year, some of you will play AA, some of you play A, B, C, whatever it is. Enjoy these experiences, okay? You'll get older, you'll see, you get to the hockey times where it's competitive start to get fewer and far between as you get older, so take these and really enjoy the experience of them, alright? So we'll go to the next one there, Tyler. So it's just the itinerary, you can flip through this one. Again, this is just myself. I played and coached in 3 different countries, 4 provinces. Played my junior with the Yorkton Terriers and the Calgary Canucks, and I graduated with a business degree from the University of Calgary. So the Alberta Major Bantam Hockey League. So how many of the boys do we have in here who played last year? Hands up. A few of us, right? In the Bantam AAA League? Okay. So again, it's one of, for those of you who don't know, it's one of Western Canada's premier Bantam AAA leagues. Every single season, for the most part, we have talent going to major junior, college, onto the NHL and playing pro hockey out of this league. From every age group, we typically have at least a handful of these players. It's a great league to develop and compete against elite competition. I know you guys will hear it blue in the face about academies and academy this and academy that, and I won't get too into it because it's a little controversial, but our Bantam AAA League is exceptional in Alberta. We are lucky to play in such a great league. And again, there's an extensive list of Alberta Major Bantam Hockey League alumni who've graduated to play in the WHL and NHL. I got the opportunity to play against a few of them. Tyler Myers plays with Winnipeg, got to play against him when I was in Bantam AAA. Joel Colburn, a few of those guys. There's teams all the way from Grande Prairie to Medicine Hat, and as the guys who played this year will know, it's extensive travel and there's extensive commitment to it. So some of the challenges. So again, for every road trip, we talk about a minimum of 10 hours travel every weekend from September to February. And I'll talk to your parents a little bit about this too. But what that means is, from the time you come to the rink in August, if you make the team, play Bantam AAA, going into February, and as far as you go in the playoffs or regular season, for 6 to 7 months, you're going to have to be fully committed to it, okay? It's not something where guys who've played it before, they'll know the grind of it. It's not something where you come and you play not spring hockey or anything, but you play spring hockey, you go for a practice and you play a tournament and then you're done. Even some minor hockey, we have the opportunity to practice once a week and maybe play once a weekend. You're on the ice 5 to 6 times a week for 6 months, okay? And to give you guys a little bit of insight on that, when you go and play midget and AAA and elite levels, it's going to even go up from there, okay? I remember when I was playing in Yorkton, we had 6 ice sessions a week with games, plus workouts almost every day, plus our management sessions with our injury team, and then as well as the community events. So if you really want to be a hockey player and you want to make a go of this and go to an elite level, it's a lot, guys. It's the physical demands. You're going to face some of the strongest players in the province in Western Canada. You have to manage injuries and you have to manage health. Like guys who played on the team last year, how many injuries would you say you had throughout the season on the team? 7 or 8, yeah. And that's probably a decent year for injuries. I've seen teams. Last year I coached, we had 2 of our best players all with 3 and 4 month injuries at the same time, same injuries. So it's a tough one. Schedule-wise, The exhibition to the playoffs, and that's only if you go to one tournament, is 50 games. So mentally, physically, emotionally, it's a major challenge for young athletes. You have to be prepared for this, okay? It's something that, as you get into this, and as you guys get older, you'll see midget, elite level, it only gets more intense, but it's fun. It's exciting to be a part of that. It's, you know, not everybody gets to be a part of this team, so it's very important. The competition, we'll start about that first. So it's the top 13 and 14 in Western Canada, competing against future Western Leaguer and NHL players. I guarantee you at some point, if you play in the league, you will play against someone who plays in the Western League or plays Major Junior at some point. I can tell you that. There's a high level of commitment required to compete, but it's an excellent opportunity to challenge and develop, okay? It's a great development league. I've met a lot of guys that I still stay in touch with that have played in that league, that went on to play pro hockey, and you know, had good college careers and whatnot. So really exciting league that way. So I don't know if the video will play for you, Tyler. Maybe you should give it a click. This is one of my favorite guys, Ray Lewis. He's talking about effort. He's a football player, but he talks about the guys who kind of. Can you flip that up a little bit? Here, I'll just pop over there for a second. Okay, give it a shot there.
That's got everything to do with effort. Nothing else. 15 straight years. 12 Pro Bowl players. And you won't know. I saw all of it. And the only thing that kept me around is my effort. So when you put on this, all I ever knew, because I wasn't a number one recruit, I wasn't a number one linebacker, I wasn't even a media guy. All I ever knew was effort will get me seen on tape. Effort will get me noticed to get to the league. Effort will one day take care of my mom and my kids. Effort, which is between you and you. Nobody else can get together. Effort is with the side.
So, like, Ray Lewis, he's a little bit past your guys' time in football, but he was an exceptional defensive player for the Baltimore Ravens, won Super Bowl, tons of Pro Bowls. But one line I love there that he talks about is effort is between you and you. So really, when he's chatting about that, and I've seen it, tons of players I've coached that have played at this level that have no business being there, but they've simply outworked other guys who wanted to be there, okay? And as you guys get older, you'll see it. The guys who are prepared to put in the extra effort and the extra work and not be the first one off the ice and not be the, okay, I have a workout, it's optional, okay, well maybe I won't go. Those are the guys who go on. And I'll talk about some of the guys who played in GPAC who I noticed really had those efforts. But there's some players that, a guy by the name of Spencer Palms, when he was your guys' age, he was 5'0", 110 pounds, played as a second-year Bantam, barely cracked the roster just based on effort alone. Didn't play a lot. Midget, he got a little better, he played U16, then he played AAAs last year, then he played Junior A, and then he competed for a national championship, was the most valuable player for the CIS, university hockey. So that's playing against elite WHL, OHL talent, and the guy just continued to work hard the entire way through. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit from what I've learned. There's going to be times where you're going to be around players and athletes where it's cooler to not go do the extra work, okay? Your friends may be going to hang out with someone else or maybe going to a distraction and whatnot, and it's not always going to be the fun spot to be the guy who puts the effort in. But I'm telling you, from the people I've seen that have done it both in hockey and in work and school and everything else, they go a lot longer, okay? They get a lot more out of it. Because at the end of the day, not all of us, not everyone in this room, I can see the numbers, we're not all going to play Bantam AAA next year. It's a fact. There's 20 spots on the team. Not all of us are going to get the opportunity to play there next year. But all of us are going to get the opportunity to play hockey somewhere, okay? I remember my first year when I got cut from the Bantam AAA team. I felt devastated. You know, I was sick to my stomach. I wanted it so bad, it just didn't work out. But I played AA, and I was around some great players, some great coaches. Ended up having an awesome season. And then when I came back to AAA the next year, I was that better for it. I was prepared mentally, I was ready, and I seen the opportunity and thought, you know, how great is this? I get to play here. I put in another year of work. I get the opportunity to play here. So when you guys get this opportunity to play at this level or wherever it may be, don't take it for granted. Put that extra work in. Be the leader on the team who's going to be the extra 10 minutes on the ice if you get an opportunity or to do those workouts and whatnot. So you can get to the next one there, Kylie. Oh, sorry. So this one, yeah, we talked a little bit about this one, but one thing I'd really talk about, 2 big points about this, is the opportunity to represent the Peace Country in GPAC, okay? So we live in an area of the better part of 250,000 people that come and compete for this team, that draw area. And it's a big honor to put the GPAC jersey on at every single level, whether it's Bantam AA, AAA, Midget U16, all the way up. So that's one thing when I was playing and coaching, I was really proud to be a part of this organization. And then another one is it gives you the opportunity to build lifelong relationships with teammates. You guys are going to look at each other and you're going to see some friends you meet this weekend or down the road at camp and some guys you played with together. And I know you guys use it all the time, so you might see each other on Snapchat or social media and mess around that way, but with knowing guys. But what you're going to really see is when you play on a team together, you have the opportunity to build a friendship for life, okay? I've had guys that I've played Bantam and Pee Wee with that stood up at my wedding, and I'm still friends with today. And Tyler would be the same, people that we're a small-knit community here, and it's a special place to live. Having the opportunity to play hockey and live in this small community, it's a big thing, guys. It's a big opportunity, and that's one of the biggest things I've taken from playing GPAC, and just really good relationships you get to build over the years. So don't take those for granted. Think about how fun those are. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split you guys into group, and the guys who are here, you did this a little bit of this last year, and why I'm really excited about this is for the guys who played here last year, you can talk about some of the new guys, what a challenge is of playing Bantam AAA. And for the guys who haven't played, what are you excited about the opportunity to play Bantam AAA? So I don't want you to sit with your best buddies, that you came here with. Go talk to someone new, break into groups of 5 or 7, into little groups, and then at the end, I'll give you guys about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll just talk about these 2 questions. So what do you see as a challenge of playing Bantam AAA? And what are you excited about for the opportunity to play Bantam AAA? Okay? Take a few minutes. Mingle with a few different groups. A couple of the older guys maybe be leaders, split some groups. I know there's 5 or 7 of you guys.
Yeah, I mean,